The United States Bitcoin Strategic Reserve was all but confirmed last night by Howard Lutnick, the Commerce of Chambers. But is this something that is going to change everything here for strategic reserves across the globe? But first, let me explain what I mean by all of this, because we've got a big, giant meeting this Friday where we're having the White House Crypto Summit, where it made waves this past week about the inclusion of XRP, Solana, and all these other crap tokens or altcoins. I won't swear in the first couple of seconds here, but we're seeing that Howard Lutnick is now saying that they're going to see a Bitcoin strategic reserve executed on Friday. Now, why is this important? And you might be asking, who the hell is Howard Lutnick? Well, Howard Lutnick is Trump's pick for commerce chief, and he's not just the Treasury. He's the co-chair of Trump's transition team and is headed for another role in the administration after apparent Treasury hopes has fizzled. Now, why is this important? Why is Howard Lutnick actually being super open with all of these things? I said this last week on Saturday, I believe, when I was recording and telling you guys, hey, look out for a big announcement this Friday at the White House Crypto Summit. Now, it seems like Howard Lutnick is all but telling us, hey, look out. We're going to be announcing a Bitcoin strategic reserve. But why is this important? He's out here saying that Bitcoin is going to be treated differently from altcoins in the US crypto reserve. That is absolutely massive, right, folks? Because everybody was freaking out, myself included. We saw XRP, Solana, whatever the hell ADA is, and Ethereum as well. But now they're saying, hey, it's Bitcoin, it's Bitcoin and crypto. They're two separate things here. So we're seeing that, and now we're going to see Howard Lutnick line all this out. Now, he's in charge of the potential sovereign wealth fund as well. So he's got some inside scoop on the overall investment strategy. He's got a big investment firm called Franklin Templeton as well. So he's got a lot of different things where we're looking at, hey, this Bitcoin strategic reserve might actually happen. And what else did we see? We saw, oh, will this be created within the first 100 days? Look, it's only a 20% chance right now, but we did see this giant shot up when that announcement was made on Friday, and it's been kind of floating around here. It even got up to a high of 69%, I believe, and it's sitting at 63 right now. So it seems like this is a very real possibility to be announced this Friday. And it's not just me saying this. Others are saying, hey, they're going to reveal the Bitcoin strategy or the Bitcoin reserve strategy at the White House Crypto Summit. So all of this is going to happen here on Friday. I was a crazy guy screaming at the top of his lungs last weekend, telling you guys, hey, look out for a big announcement this Friday. Now, what do we have? We have Howard Lutnick all but confirming that, saying that the other digital currencies will be subject to a different regulatory model. And I think that is absolutely huge here, because we've seen and we've questioned everything. We've questioned whether or not Trump was sincere about it when we saw things like this. When we saw the initial Truth Social post saying that it's going to contain XRP, Solana, ADA. Was that just a pump and dump scheme? We did see, massive amounts of shorts volume come in, $200 million worth in, actually. So we saw all those things come in, and then we saw Trump backtrack and say, hey, this strategic reserve, this crypto strategic reserve is going to contain Bitcoin and Ethereum as well. Look, I don't like that it's going to contain all of those things, and it's not going to be Bitcoin only. In fact, I think the interesting aspect about all of this is that we're seeing all these other crypto influencers also say, hey, it makes sense to put in Bitcoin, but everything else, why are you doing that? It doesn't make sense. But we're going to see some interesting lobbyists and other people there at this White House summit this Friday, right? We've got the man, the myth, the legend. We've got Michael Saylor, who's going to be in the House. He's famously said, there's no second best. It's going to be Bitcoin, and there's no second best. Why even worry about anything else, right? We've seen Saylor come out and say that. The one big issue with all of this is that we're seeing the potential of lobbyists on the crypto side of things get in, right? Trump's crypto summit, who's in, who's snubbed, why does it matter, right? We've got the XRP CEO coming into this. So you got to think that the XRP CEO throwing in some money, tossing it around, right? Putting it on the table. That's going to be a big calling card for the potential of this strategic reserve, right? That's why it was included in that Truth Social post. We're seeing Howard Lutnick, who's going to be there. He already knows. He's basically hinting at this, right? It's an invite only. Why did I not get invited? I don't know, guys. I know people are clamoring, get green candle down there, but obviously all tongue in cheek. Maybe one of these days, if you guys keep blowing up this chat, I'll get down to something like this. But we're seeing things, right? Like David Bailey, who's big Bitcoin only proponent. But then we're seeing other people, multi-coin capital, right? These are things that worry me. Brian Armstrong, right? Vlad, Kraken, all these places, they're shitcoin casinos. They want to lobby for having these other shitcoins, right? So what I think personally is that we're going to see majority be Bitcoin. I think over 50% is my call. I'm going to be like Babe Ruth here. I'm going to see, hey, we're going to have over 50% be Bitcoin, while there's going to be altcoins included, maybe a little bit for quote unquote diversity's sake, but altcoins are going to be treated differently. So a model for a US crypto reserve is set to be revealed Friday. The interest in it's a Bitcoin strategic reserve, while other tokens will be treated positively, but differently. So I think that's absolutely huge here. And I think that is something that we need to take into account. Why is it going to be taken differently? Why is it Bitcoin and Bitcoin only, right? He spoke about it all during the campaign trail, the crypto summit. We've got a lot of lobbyists paying and throwing around money in here, right? So I think that it's going to be a majority Bitcoin strategic reserve, right? We're going to see it 50+%, and then maybe they'll toss in a little bit here and there. I imagine 50% Bitcoin, maybe 20, 25, 30% Ethereum. And then we'll see, the other shit coins kind of mixed in there, right? I don't think that it's going to be, 25 or 20% this coin, 20% that coin. I don't think it's going to be equal weighting. And I think that would be stupid to do that. In fact, I think it's stupid to include anything else but Bitcoin. But we'll get there at some point, folks. I think all these other crypto tokens will all go to zero against Bitcoin. And if you look at the charts, we'll see that as well, right? So I definitely think that we are going to see this strategy revealed. I think that this right here was to make a lot of the people that gave Trump's campaign money happy, in my personal opinion. I think seeing these things like XRP, Solana, ADA, that's what we're seeing, right? But we're also seeing Saylor invited. We're seeing the XRP CEO invited. And we're seeing some other things too, though, right? We're seeing this, Byron Donalds. I don't know if you guys caught this, the large state of Florida, where Trump resides majority of the time. He's been endorsed, and listen to what he has to say.
Big thing, Florida will become the financial hub of the world, not just America, but of the world. Digital assets has really found a home in Miami-Dade. We want to build upon that framework. And one of the things with the state's portfolio I want to be able to do is probably add Bitcoin to be a piece of the state's financial portfolio. It's really proven to be a great holder of value and of wealth. And if we incorporate that into our state's balance sheet, it could be something that will help us weather any potential future storms.
So you listen to that, folks. This is a Trump endorsed candidate who is now saying Bitcoin, Bitcoin only on the Florida balance sheet. It's been saying that it's a true holder of wealth, right? So I think that Trump has a lot of smart people in his ears. I think he's also gotten in with some shitcoin lobbyists too, as well. But I think the issue is that he's trying to make these shitcoin lobbyists happy, but their shitcoin lobbyists are going to run out of money eventually because everything is going to lead to zero when it comes to Bitcoin, right? They're all going to fail when it comes to Bitcoin. I just think that, as Satwise Jank saying, is Trump's donor list is being exposed here, which I agree with 100%. I think that we're going to see the donors kind of get in there. We've seen the XRP CEO kind of dabble in with Trump, be at Mar-a-Lago and all these different things, right? So as All Nighter Hider is saying, the GOAT in the chat, we are the real lobbyists. We just haven't been as loud and as money rich as the money rich ones. And I agree with that in a sense as well. But I do think that we're looking at the potential of these crypto lobbyists making a bunch of money. Brian Armstrong, one of the wealthiest CEOs, what did he do? He created a shitcoin casino. Look, it's all short-term gains, but we're definitely going to see these things start to expand. So I think that we're going to see more crypto lobbyists come in. But as Down Under Blues is asking, but what does the U.S. Bitcoin Strategic Reserve actually mean? What I think it means is that all other countries are going to start to actively look at this. Now, is it going to pass? Look, I am optimistic. If you look at things like Polymarket and other things like that, they are saying yes. They're saying, hey, it's going to pass. But if you look at some other things, right? If you look at, what Senator Cynthia Lummis is saying here, she's saying she doesn't think that it's going to pass. But this was also by last Friday. So this was last week when she was in New York for the New York investors thing. And I think that, it's something that is very interesting here, right? I think that, we're looking at a division here. Is it going to pass quickly? People are really unsure of this, right? People are really unsure about what the potential for this strategic reserve would mean. Now, she's saying that the House Banking Committee and other Republicans like Tim Scott are suggesting that there's going to be a delay here. I don't think that there's going to be a delay. I think it's coming this Friday. And if we listen to a friend of the program, David Bailey, other countries are thinking it's going to come this Friday as well, right? We're looking at China and other countries rapidly doubling down to stand up their own Bitcoin strategic reserve. They've been holding closed door meetings on the topic since the election. So it's a race on who could do it quick. Now, everybody's got all eyes on this crypto summit, right? Everybody's got eyes on what the hell is going on here, right? We've got eyes on this. What are we going to do? Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse. Man, that last name is a mouthful. Garlinghouse. Jesus. I'm lucky mine. Oh, man, there goes my light. I'm lucky my last name is short and sweet. But Garlinghouse, right? Look at what he's doing here. He's invited and received this. Why? Because he tossed around his money, right? He will meet with members, prominent founders and CEOs and investors from the crypto industry, right? So that's one thing that worries me. We see the first ever White House summit, the crypto czar, David Sachs, discussing all of these things, discussing the potential of these shitcoiners coming into the White House and doing that, right? This political weight that they're throwing around here is set to host its first major crypto summit, bringing industry giants, policymakers together, key figures. Now, why is Ripple CEO a key figure? Don't ask me. I have no idea. If you look at XRP against Bitcoin, it's failing, even with Bitcoin down to 88K. It's not looking great here, folks. It is not looking great for all these other shitcoins. Now, it looks like a great buying opportunity for all of us here in Bitcoin land, because I think it is going to skyrocket by this Friday. I mean, everything that we are seeing here seems to point to the potential of Bitcoin absolutely take off here today. As Satwise Jank is saying, Brad Garlinghouse is the lowest of the low of the shitcoiners, right there with scam, bankster, fraud. I like it, man. Hey, I mean, he's got a little bit of a better haircut than Scam Bankman Fried, but you know, I agree with you. He's there. I think he's actually balding, so maybe that. Well, I mean, if we take a look at Sam Bankman Fried's haircut, I mean, his barber should have been fired immediately. But I am going to give you guys some free sats here because I am not like Scam Bankman Fried. We're going to give you guys some from the wishing well here from Bitcoin Well. So shout out to those guys. Get your Lightning wallets ready because I am going to do this wishing well here. And if you guys would like some free sats of your own and not do this and have to really race against the crowd here, then you can go to the bitcoinwell.com/green candle, sign up yourself. If you guys are wondering what kind of wallets work with this, go to Speed. You could get the Speed wallet and download it there. But we're going to play this wishing well here and see how many sats that I'm giving away for you guys this morning. There we go, 210 sats. So get your wallets out, scan the QR code, and you can do it. Get Speed wallet or coinos.io. You can go to either of those if you're in the US and scan that. Look, I know it's an extra step here, folks, but I'm giving you free sats. The least you could do is do a little bit of extra work to get these free sats here. So go ahead and scan that QR code. But yes, like I said, if you guys would like to sign up for Bitcoin Well, go to bitcoinwell.com/green candle. Every time you buy Bitcoin, these psychopaths will give you wishing well tokens every single time. So you go here, and as ABW is saying, and hit that like, I'm sure All Nighter Hider, I saw him earlier in the chat, said, there he is. He had to bounce, but he said, smoke that like Cheech and Chong. Please do, folks, to keep it going so I could get more of these in there. So yes, it doesn't work with Phoenix unfortunately it does not work with Phoenix or Aqua because it's an LN URL. I don't know why the US makes it difficult to do that, but get Speed or coinos.io. That's just a web app, but Speed does have a iOS app and a app that you can get on Android as well. So appreciate that, Satwise Janks. But do that. You'll get some free sats that's non-KYC. I'm sending them to you guys. So do all that. Yes, it works with Blink. And if you're not in the US, you don't have to worry about this. It works with Blink. It works with Wallet of Satoshi. It's just all these wallets have left the US here, unfortunately. And as TF is saying, many people buy government-run lotteries. Though I don't buy gamble coins, they have freedom to gamble. Hopefully ADA and XRP fail. The government won't say too big to fail and save there. But hey, I agree with you here. I think that, I'm a libertarian at heart. Free and open markets, I agree with all of that. But I think that, we should not be gambling and playing with centralized currencies when it comes to something like a strategic reserve. And I think a lot of people agree with me, even the crypto influencers. We're seeing a lot of them, kind of look at this and say, hey, why do we have a crypto strategic reserve? It should be just a Bitcoin only. And it looks like if you look at Polymarket and all these other things that we are looking at that, right? And Howard Lutnick the insider, is saying all of these things are going to be looked at differently, right? They're not going to be Bitcoin included in the same kind of thing here for ADA, for Solana, for all of these things, right? I think public money, as ABW is saying, public money should not be supporting shitcoins. I agree with you guys, all right? Robert is saying they are not going to confirm it before they buy it. That will be just plain stupid. They want to buy it before the God candle they know they will create. Look, Robert, I agree with you, but here's where I disagree with you in a sense, because I think they've already bought it. Trump said last week on Friday that there were going to be a major buy announcement on Monday. Did you guys see a buy announcement? Because I didn't. All I saw was this announced on Sunday. So there was not a buy announcement that allegedly was supposed to happen on Monday. That did not happen. So the buy announcement didn't happen. This happened Sunday night while the markets were closed, where Trump posted on Truth Social all of these things. So traditional financial markets couldn't participate. And then Howard Lutnick went out and said, I think Friday, you'll see this Bitcoin strategic reserve. So how have they been buying Bitcoin in the background? Look, I'm just lining out a few. I'm lining out a timeline of events for you guys. Do with that information with what you will. But these things look to be adding up, right? Howard Lutnick, I told you guys when I did this live stream on Saturday that you guys should be looking at everything going on here, right? On Saturday, I told you it looks like this announcement could break financial markets. And in fact, it seems like it has, right? I mean, we saw the God candle on the announcement of the crypto summit and everything like that this past weekend. We saw 10K up, 10K down. We saw all of these things. So we know, and investors know, what the potential of all of this can mean here in the short term. Because I think there's a lot of potential short-term moves that can be made in this market. But we will all find out this Friday. That's 2 days from now. We'll see it. I'm sure Friday night after markets close, we will see some major announcements. So I will be keeping you guys all up to date. So smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, because I am following this very closely to give you guys all of the information. So come join me on more live streams, as I'll be keeping you guys at the top of the news cycle with all of this. And I will see you guys all at the next one.